Right now in Worcester, police are looking for clues after two people were ambushed by gunfire. Now, we know the victims are either women or girls, but police are not yet revealing their ages.
Big question is, who would cause so much violence in a quiet neighborhood in broad daylight? We're still waiting to hear from police about how those two victims are doing tonight, and investigators are trying to track down who could have done something like this. The shocking level of violence is spelled out in bullet holes and over 40 evidence markers surrounding an SUV.
A short time after 3 p.m. on Tuesday, March 5, 2024, video surveillance would capture two people shooting into a parked car over 40 times before fleeing the scene. In the quiet neighborhood of Englewood Avenue in Worcester, Massachusetts, it sent unnerving shockwaves and panic throughout the community. Furthermore, people wanted to know who would do such an act by targeting and ambushing a mother and daughter in front of their home. 27-year-old Chasity Nunez was a hardworking mother of two. She was originally from Brooklyn, New York, but brought up in the Worcester, Massachusetts area, which is located approximately 40 miles west of Boston. She became pregnant at a young age when she was around 15 and had her first child around 3 months after her 16th birthday. Zella Aria Milton was born September 27, 2012, and Chastity was said to be a great mother to her and wanted nothing more than to give her daughter a good life. After finishing up her studies at South High Community School, she graduated in 2014, and according to her social media profile, she will go on to the University of Maryland. Some years would pass, and in 2020, Chastity joined the military as a member of the 142nd Medical Company.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
According to loved ones, Chastity was a tough girl and never let any obstacles get in her way of success. Specialist Chasity Nunez, as she was called, was a patient administration specialist for the Connecticut National Guard, serving in a unit based in Danbury, Connecticut. Chastity would go on to have a second daughter in June 2021, and occasionally she would document her day in the life with her girls or just things she enjoyed doing.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yeah, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the
As you can see, she seemed to have her stuff together and was doing what she had to do for her kids. In August 2023, she started a new job at Massachusetts Institute of Technology and was afforded the ability to work from home 4 days a week and in the office 1 day a week.
Then I went home and I did some work, had some projects like to get done. I also had some meetings, and during those meetings I kept hearing noises and lots of noises in my backyard, and it was creeping me out because it's during the day, like whatever. Anyways, look at this freaking going on. WWE with my cat Nico and a dead squirrel. You know what? I was like, this is one of those situations where I'm gonna mind my business. So, goodbye.
Chastity worked as a patient safety and clinical quality program coordinator at MIT. Now, according to her LinkedIn profile, she also worked as a patient access representative for UMass Memorial Medical Center and was seeking a master's degree in data analytics from the University of Maryland Global Campus. In her free time without her kids, she seemed to enjoy spending time with her loved ones and having a good girls' night out, or just enjoying time in Boston. Chastity also had an artistic side and enjoyed being creative, whether it was throwing her daughter's birthdays, decorating her daughter's room, or taking pictures. You could tell she felt great joy in the things she did. In September 2023, her oldest daughter Zella turned 11, and Chastity took to social media and said, "My baby girl is 11. To the most sweetest, kindest soul, my Zella girl, I love you more than you will ever know." Sorrowfully, that would be the last birthday little Zella would celebrate because her and Chastity would become casualties of a targeted hit. A little after 3 p.m. on Tuesday, March 5th, Chastity and Zella were inside an SUV in front of their home when authorities say two people on foot ran up to the vehicle and started shooting. Neighbors were frantic and the police were called to the location. When authorities arrived, they found two females suffering from multiple life-threatening wounds. They both were rushed to the hospital and pronounced unalive, sadly. The police would identify the victims as Chasity Nunez, 27, and Zella Milton, 11. While police were combing the crime scene, there would be more than 40 shell casings found on the ground, and by the looks of the vehicle, most of all of them struck both Chastity and Zella. It truly bothers me so bad to even say that. It was over KILL. Why and how could someone do that to both of them, let alone Zella? The fear they had to feel and the pain is so much to think about and take in. It truly makes me mad.
Now to Worcester now, where a mother and daughter were shot in a horrific ambush.
The person who pulled the trigger fired dozens of bullets into the car they were in.
Well, those friends say that they are heartbroken and shocked that a mother and daughter were in broad daylight. They say that the mother was dedicated to her family, and that is exactly how they are trying to remember her.
She was beautiful. She was always beautiful. She was always amazing. She was always kind. We grew up together in the same city, Worcester, Mass.
These folks were well known, the families are well known, and they're beloved in our community.
Friends of the victims came forward to share their memories.
Tough. She was definitely a tough girl, and she never let anything get in the way of what she wanted.
We're told both mother and daughter were sitting in the car on Lisbon Street around 3 in the afternoon when a barrage of bullets flew through the car, severely injuring both of them.
It was around 3 o'clock. I was getting ready to run up to the store, and I heard a couple of shots fired from sound like a machine gun.
This video of the car taken shortly after shows several bullet holes in the front window and door of the car.
The folks that engaged in this were very, very much focused on what they wanted to achieve.
I mean, within seconds it was over and done with, but you could hear dozens of rounds going off.
Getting reports of between 12 and 20 gunshots.
It was loud and it was startling for this Worcester neighborhood. A hail of gunfire in broad daylight Tuesday afternoon, bullet holes riddling a parked SUV on Englewood Avenue.
Now at 6, we have now learned it was a mother and her 11-year-old daughter who were shot and inside of an SUV in Worcester. And new tonight, we're hearing from the family of the victims. They tell our Beth Germano that they are heartbroken.
We are hearing from the family of Chastity Nunez and her 11-year-old daughter Zella, the victims of a shooting that stunned neighbors who heard the gunfire.
I could hear this sound that was not like anything I've heard before.
A relative, Tyree Sims, telling WBZ-TV those behind the shooting have more than crossed a line when it comes to violence.
She was a little girl. She was a little girl. And they willingly did that. Like, looked, saw. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what upsets me. You saw that she was a little girl and did that. It's ridiculous. When did it become okay to harm women and children? When did those gloves come off?
As authorities tried to locate who was responsible, they quickly learned they knew of one of the alleged suspects very well. 28-year-old Karel Mangual of Worcester was no stranger to the law. In fact, in 2015, when he was 19, he allegedly shot a man 5 times who survived as a retaliation gang shooting, allegedly. While the man was fighting for his life, Karel was held on a $50,000 bond, and at some point he did get out of jail. Karel also allegedly attacked a cop in 2023 and had multiple other offenses, on top of being wanted already with warrants. He is one of the alleged perps who shot inside of Chastity's SUV allegedly and was caught on camera in the act. Now, the second male accused of shooting was 27-year-old Dejan Belnavis from Kingston, Jamaica, but moved to the U.S. years ago. He also was on camera, but is on the run and considered armed and dangerous. Police wrote in court documents seeking a warrant for Dejan that the surveillance video shows the victim parked in their vehicle and the two people walked up to the vehicle and started shooting. They said the shooters, Dejan and Karel, then ran in the direction where the witness said a white sedan was parked. Surveillance video, police said, showed a vehicle consistent with the sedan circling the area before the shooting and leaving the area afterwards. Police were able to track the sedan to its owner, who told them Dejan had borrowed the car for about a year. Dejan also was listed as the driver on the car following a crash that he had in it in January, and his cell phone records tie him to Inglewood Avenue at the time of the shooting. Realizing the need to locate his vehicle after the unaliving of two people and the danger present to the community, police will use the vehicle's connected car system through AT&T, and then they were able to locate that vehicle, which was now in Hartford, Connecticut. Police would then add and confirm they learned Dejan had a relative close to where the vehicle was parked in Hartford. Police said Dejan does not have a license to carry and also has a prior firearm charge in 2021. This is beyond awful, and no telling what else he would do to someone else if he is not caught soon. Some believe that he may have escaped back to Jamaica.
Police did reveal some of their evidence. They say that they have cell phone data and surveillance video that connects those two men to these murders.
Karel Mangual is before the court.
Investigators say this is one of the men who killed Worcester mother and daughter right outside their home.
A great student in the Worcester Public Schools, and so my heart prayers go out to them and also their families.
The violent mid-afternoon have shaken Worcester. Chastity was also a specialist in the National Guard, receiving multiple awards over the last 4 years.
Something we've never seen before, and it was just like such an act of violence, and so I just never seen something like that before.
28-year-old Karel Mangual was arrested yesterday in Worcester. 27-year-old Dejan Belnavis is still wanted for the crime. Investigators say they have surveillance video of the shooting and evidence the suspects drove to Connecticut after the murders.
You can see on the Hartford video Mr. Mangual's face, and you can see the two males wearing similar footwear to the shoes of the shooters in the footage police recovered at the time of the shooting.
The attorney for the suspect, who's already been arrested, says police have the wrong man.
Mr. Mangual maintains his innocence. He's looking forward to his day in court.
One community leader in Worcester said Chastity and Zella were beloved. They were from a well-known family, and it's certainly a dark moment in the city. This is a very dark time, and my thoughts and prayers are with the family and for Chastity's youngest daughter, who now has no mother and no sister to a senseless crime. So please don't forget to comment your thoughts and prayers for this family in this horrible, difficult time. And also, don't forget to hit that like button and share to make your people aware. And as always, remember to stay woke. Things change quickly.